All right, we are back live. We Poetry Global in YouTube with our event, Rolling Stone. It is a Father's Day special, and we've had a couple of artists earlier from the Philippines and one from Singapore. And we've also had a comedian and a starting poet, I guess, if I could say that. So let us continue our show for tonight. All right. So from the Philippines, we have a singer-songwriter, engineering student whose songs borrow from artists he listens to accidentally. He only ever notices when he's finished the song. As of the late, he's been listening to artists such as Mac Miller, Bullet Dumas, Jonoy Danao, Childish Gambino, and Wings. Let's all give it up for David Salim.
Low, low.
Hello. All right. Brother, the stage is yours. Good luck.
Okay, thank you. So, yeah. Um, may host pa pala to. Hindi ko na-expect yun. um, so, yeah. 20 years old pa lang ako. So, the past, narinig ko yung mga artists before me. So, medyo mas on the older side na pala sila. And, yeah. So, kulang ako medyo sa experience. Hopefully, mabawi ko sa puso. Okay. So, hindi actually Father's Day themed yung mga songs ko. Medyo luma na siya. Or sinulat ko siya nung dati pa. So, yung first song ko is Wake Up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I got it easy. I can make music for fun just to please me. Wow. Kids in a jeepney, rapping their hearts out just for a meal and out. People be starving, no one seems to give a damn. They keep on walking, everybody's talking, barking. Feels like no one knows how to feel anymore. Why does every day feel like it's getting warmer, colder, darker? We still got time to change our ways and make things better. Yeah. See, I like to think about the good and the bad, but a little bit of pessimism is so bad. How can you enjoy a nice car, nice watching people out there working 24/7 night watch? I ain't saying it's bad to have these luxuries. I'm just saying I got blessed with privilege. People out there working 5 times me, working for a family, just trying to get free from the poverty, family of five, just trying to survive with a piss poor salary, wondering how they get by every day. Blood, sweat, tears don't pay. Why does every day feel like it's getting warmer, colder, darker? We still got time to change our ways and make things better. Wake up, open your eyes. You only listen to me now, cause I got the mic. Wake up, open your eyes. I'ma use every second while I'm in the spotlight. It's not right. We aim for the fame and the millions, while our politicians are stealing us billions right under our nose. You say you care, you really don't though. You care, show me that you care. You share a couple Facebook posts. Is that supposed to make you a hero? Hero, whoa, hero. But who am I to say anything? Well, I'm in my room just playing Neverwing. Scrolling through my medias, just watching the destruction. As humans, we've always been the destruction. But maybe if I do my part, others might follow suit. People who grow a heart, others might follow them too. But maybe if I do my part, others might follow soon. People who grow a heart, others might follow them too. Ooh, 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 ooh. So yun. That was Wake Up, I guess. Okay, so my mom is right there. Kaya kung may kausap ako, siya yun. Tapos like, that's the person I'm smiling to. Para hindi naman ako mukhang baliw dito. Yeah, so that was a song I made actually as practice before. And parang stuck ako as a writer. Like I was trying to think of other topics of a song kasi nakakaumo yung love song lagi. And so that came about when I just kept writing. Tapos lahat ng nasulat ko, nagustuhan ko naman. Kahit medyo cheesy, iba. Tapos, yeah, yun yung song na yan. So, this next part is a poem naman. So, hindi ako actually poet. I don't write poems, pero sabi nila I should have one. So, I made this one. This one naman is about mornings in quarantine. Parang lahat ng umaga natin. So pag sa quarantine kasi parang minsan paulit-ulit yung mga bagay and it's easy to lose track of time talaga. Parang nasa bubble talaga. So I feel like ito yung isang morning na tinry ko appreciate talaga yung everything around me. And yeah. Okay, so pancakes on the top shelf. Rice crackers in the bag. It's not for forever, but I'm sure it'll last. A cup of coffee for myself, a minute for brain lag. A gulp sends a shiver, but a sip goes so fast. I turn on the TV, surf the channel for a minute. After a while, I just leave it. Doesn't give silence a chance to creep in. Maybe today I'll just be. Yeah. So yun. So it's about, well, basically, yeah, parang not being caught up in the whole thing and try to just live in the moment and enjoy what I have, basically. So this last song naman, hindi siya connected everything. Mix and match of everything I've been making, I guess. And this last song is House Party. Yeah, so yeah, it's an experience of party. Times are crazy, I just don't know how I feel about it. Sometimes I'm lazy, I'd rather stay home than get lit. Socially awkward dork, looking for a fork in this house party. Looking at all these dudes just trying to be cool. eyeing up their game now. Who they trying to fool? This girl walks up to me. She asks politely, what's my name and my school number ID? My brain's going too fast, can't keep conversation. Oh shit, I'm not gonna last. I'll probably end up looking Russian. This girl can see right through me. This girl can see right through me. Stay and talk to me. We can go for hours. Stay. I've got a feeling, hoping that you feel it too. She asked if she could bum a light. I said, I'm sorry, don't carry that on me. Looking at the starry skies, there's a fight downstairs. But I just don't care. When I'm with you, we talked until 3 about anything and everything. Like who we wanna be and will we still be relevant? 4 in the morning, boyfriend's calling. You say you gotta leave. Why you gotta leave? Stay and talk to me. Stay. I've got a feeling, hoping that you feel it too. So yun.
All right. Whew, grabe. Grabe, man. Only heard you for the second time, I believe. Because I heard you before in Duyog, right? I mean,
Yeah, tama. Pero medyo iba yung kanta na tinugtog ko.
yes, definitely. But great voice, man. Great voice.
Thank you.
You, well, actually, you don't remind me of any artist, which is for me good, but you remind me of something very warm and soulful. Uh, fan ka ni
Thank
Childish.
you.
You're a fan of Childish Gambino, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wala lang. So that's probably also why.
Tapos, actually, pwede ko rin ba sabihin?
Yeah, sure. What
Um,
is it?
Magaling ka mag-host. Kanina ka pa dito.
Sorry.
Narinig ko.
Salamat. Maraming salamat. Oh,
Ilang, nakailang oras na rin kayo, di ba?
yes. That's what we do here. Well, there's a saying: if you can do impromptu poetry, you can also do hosting. No, there's a wise man who said that. Papangalanan nating Lakan. Yeah. So, well, I have one question for you. No, just one question, or maybe two.
Okay.
What made you dive into singing, songwriting? And currently, you're a student, right? Engineering student.
Yep.
Yes. What made you do this? Have you been doing this since you were a kid, or were you like were you given the chances, no, different chances to do this ever since you were a child? Tama ba? What made you do
Um,
this?
well, siguro, started nung grade school. Medyo malayo. Hindi ko naman kukwento yun. Basically, yeah, ever since nung grade school, I was learning how to play the guitar. Tapos, parang Ewan ko, maybe mas mas like na-motivate ako nung naging engineering student pa ako. Parang kailangan ko ng creative release siguro or something. Like kasi very technical kami, puro like aral talaga. Tapos very ano ba yung word? Very very technical talaga. Kaya parang siguro yung utak ko kailangan ko lang ng something na makaka-relax. So basically, it started off as a hobby talaga. And anywhere I can perform, malaking honor. Thank you for letting me to perform nga rin pala. Because medyo, yun nga. So ngayon lang kami nagkakilala. Actually, kami ni Ray, diba?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yup. And yeah, tapos in-offer nila ako ng slot. And since medyo nababaliw na rin ako dito sa bahay, it was a fun experience.
All right. Thank you that you had fun, and hopefully you enjoyed also all the artists. Nakita nga kita kanina ka pa, and I also enjoyed your set. Would you have your social media? Can you share it with us so we can follow you and your music as well?
Siguro my Twitter page or Instagram page. So usually pinapost ko lang ng anything I make there.
All right. Where can you like
Um,
type it out so we can follow you if that's okay?
I guess search nyo lang David Salim.
Okay. All right.
Nilabas naman ako doon.
Yes, all right. So we'll definitely follow you, bro. Salamat sa iyong oras at sa iyong pakikinig. Till next time, again.
Thank you for the opportunity then.
Yes, all right. So thank you so much. Sige. That's it. That was David Salim from the Philippines. I actually personally enjoyed his set because it's only quite a few times wherein you can, listen to something very soulful and warm, and it just moves you and wants you to get a guitar. And it's like I'm already rhyming right now, doing poetry somehow. And yes, well, this is what we do. As poets, we just express our feelings. I want to share something to you guys tonight, something that is probably on topic. Well, I came across this article and I want to share it with you. I found it in PhilWeb Asia. This is 10 images that sum up what it's like to have a Filipino dad. No? So in Tagalog, ano yung mga 10 bagay na makakapagpaalala sa'yo sa pagkakaroon ng isang Pilipinong tatay? So having a Filipino dad. So let's start with number 1. Actually, some of these entries are actually funny, really funny to me, maybe to you guys also, but here it goes. Number 1, you know you have a Filipino dad when he suggests you to ask your mom's approval first before he gives you his. So that is actually accurate. No, it's accurate that whenever we ask for permission, well, I guess some of you would agree, before we ask for our father's permission, before he gives his permission, he would tell you to ask your mom first. So that's actually relatable, and I don't know if it's relatable to you guys also, but that is true. No, that is true, and it can actually happen. It can happen in other instances wherein you ask permission from someone else, and they would point you to another person before they give their approval. So that's number 1, no, of having a Filipino dad. It's actually funny. It's accurate. Number 2, you know the songs he's going to sing in the karaoke during a beer session with his fellow beer sessioners, or what we say in Filipino, kainuman. Well, sometimes Filipino dads they have this lineup of songs that they already have in their mind, and they would have this constantly remembered whenever there's a party. May it be a beach party, when there's a karaoke, or if it's a house party, where definitely there's a device. We call it here in the Philippines the Magic Sing, or the Extreme Magic Sing, wherein you can just connect the microphone and it gives you a complete karaoke experience. Or sometimes like the old school machine, that you have this big machine of videoke or karaoke, wherein you just push buttons and there you go. You can have the karaoke experience. So fathers would have this list of songs, especially when they have these songs that are their favorites. And some of these are from their childhood, from their teens. And it's actually true. Fathers like to sing the usual songs, their favorite songs in karaoke sessions. And you would know, because sometimes they would invite you to join them. No, they would invite you to join them and sing along with them, even if you don't know anything about the song, or you don't even have an idea who sang that song, or which band sang that song. So that's number two. The number two is, the songs your father would sing in a karaoke session with his fellow beer drinkers. Number three, your father, he's known for wearing polo shirts and bulky sneakers, having a round belly, and for bringing a small, narrow tooth comb in his pocket. Again, probably this is true for most of you out there who have this generation of fathers, wherein they would wear polo shirts, bulky sneakers, those sneakers from the 90s, from the 80s, with so many colors, having a round belly, and always bringing this tiny, narrow tooth comb in their pocket. Yeah, that's probably true, for Filipino dads. Number four, a Pinoy father is also known for being overprotective of his daughter. That sometimes it can be terrifying and funny at the same time. This is actually true. You know why? Because there's a generation of fathers right now, Filipino fathers, who like to become overprotective whenever their daughters have suitors, or their daughters have guy friends that is brought to their homes. Sometimes it's actually true, and it's terrifying and funny, because they joke about having guns, or they joke about having dogs, or hitmen, or hit squads, or having bodyguards for their daughters. So uh, it's kind of true, and I find this really accurate. For some reason, I know why, because I've had my share of this, and and yeah, so it's probably true. Number five. Did I forget to mention that he's also notorious for hilariously mixing up celebrity names? So, oftentimes when dads, or Filipino dads, have a conversation with their family over the dining table or over dinner, this is what usually happens. They mention an artist, or what we call in the Philippines an artista, isang artista. They mention a name of an artist, and they mix it up with another name. So one example is, for example, the father would talk about the daughter's favorite artist or bands. Let's say One Direction, right? So One Direction. You guys know One Direction, right? Where One Direction would have these different singers. So the father would usually say, "Uy, kilala ko yan ah. I know that guy. It's Harry Potter, right?" So the daughter would react and say, "No, no, dad, that's Harry Styles." Or, "Dad, si Harry Styles yon in Filipino." And oftentimes this happens. I don't know why. For some reason, Filipino dads or Filipino fathers, they would maybe consciously or unconsciously mix up celebrity names. Maybe you've had your share of this happening to you as well, especially when you're talking about celebrities or singers or band members or names of bands. Yeah, it's probably true, and it's true in my case as well. Number 6, don't even start us at fixing broken appliances because Filipino dads are the electricians of every household. They can even make it work even if it has been broken and fixed for the nth time. Yeah, that is true. That is most likely true because Filipino dads most often would know how to fix appliances, not just plumbing, literally appliances. They would know how to fix the remote control, the TV. I remember way back, televisions would have this uh, tube type modules inside the television, and whenever it gets destroyed, these old school television sets would be fixed with just fathers opening up the enclosure of the television, because back then it wasn't flat. The televisions were this thick. It's as thick as a refrigerator, right? So that would most often be the case. Filipino dads would know how to fix appliances, may it be ovens, refrigerators, television sets. And I know this is true for other nations as well, other cultures as well. Fathers of different cultures would have this ingenuity, if I may say it, ingenuity in fixing different types of appliances. So that's number 6. Number 7, speaking of Champ, they are the ultimate Manny Pacquiao fans who will watch his every fight and won't mind spending a week to replay a marathon. Yes, that's probably true, especially during the mid 2000s and this decade, wherein Manny Pacquiao would have so many fights wherein he would win, sure shot win. Filipino dads would just replay it, especially when they know how to operate YouTube. The Filipino dads would replay Manny Pacquiao fights. They would also play, well, if they're a fan of NBA, or in our case, in the Philippines, we have the PBA, or Philippine Basketball Association. They would replay fights or games every weekend. And it's all right because they enjoy it. I remember one father I know who would always like to play games of football. No, so that may be the same case with you, with your fathers as well. Number 8, a Filipino dad is always calm and silent, but once you made him mad, the world is at war. So this would happen most often when you crossed the line and did something probably to make him mad, and and whenever this happens, sometimes it's much scarier to have your father be angry, because oftentimes dads would be on your side. Well, that's generalization, but when your dad is on your side on an issue, you can just breeze it out, wing it. Whenever there's a complex issue that happens to you, especially during your teens, when you have your dad at your back helping you, and it's probably gonna be worked out fine. You'll probably have a solution within the next 10 minutes if you ask help from your dad. But Filipino dads, when they get calm and silent, it's it's as if you want to ask yourself, what did I do wrong? So yes, that happens most often. And yeah, that's number 8. When they're calm and silent, you probably when Filipino dads are always calm and silent, but if you make him mad, the world is probably at war. There's probably something wrong. Okay. Number 9. He is also notable for being suspicious of your being sweet and caring with your tone, or how we say in Filipino, paglalambing, because he thinks you need something from him. So with this, it's kind of obvious when sometimes children of dads, of Filipino dads, would just out of the blue go to the father, and just ask if what's up with his day, or how is he. Does he want the favorite food? Does he want something done? Does he want something brought from the grocery stores? It's probably the dad thinking, maybe this child of mine wants something. So Filipino dads would have this intuition that there's probably something wrong, or probably there's something that is needed from him. It does not need to be a credit card, but maybe just a permission to go out, or probably approval to date this person. So that would open up a lot of things. He might probably question you more, but Filipino dads would sometimes just give in, right? So that's number 9. Filipino dads are notable for being suspicious of you being caring with your tone and warm, because he thinks you probably need something from him. Number 10, last but not the least. Number 10, Filipino dads are our ultimate, well, wingman, or let's say our backers, who will help us escape from our mother's watchful eyes, like a real best friend. Yeah, probably this is true, or maybe this is true from some of you out there. Sometimes dads would cover for us, if we are late and still, when we are still outside late and we would not come home, we would not be able to go home on time. This is probably true when you have this situation wherein probably when you have your grades down, or your grades did not meet the cut, or when you broke something in your household, or when you did something wrong outside in school, or just plainly you just want approval from your mom as well, on a certain issue or request. Your dad would probably be your ultimate backer, your ultimate backup, and would cover for you like a real best friend, you know? So yeah, that's probably true. And I've met some dads who are like that, who would just be the ultimate backer for their sons and daughters. So that's it. The top 10 things that would make you imagine, or probably know, how a Filipino dad is in real life. All right. So that was something very funny. You can check it out. You can look it up in PhilWeb Asia. Just look for the article, 10 images that sum up what it's like to have a Filipino dad. So to all the dads out there, to all the fathers out there, to all the father figures out there tonight, we would like to thank you for this opportunity, for giving us this opportunity to be here in this world, for taking care of us. And this is We Poetry Global. We would like to thank the following sponsors again: Dream Wide Awake Coffee, Z Hostel, Pukaberry Cafe, Expat Choice Asia, and Tambayan Gastro Bar. Before we go to our last performer, last but not the least, but I am looking forward to this performer that we have, I would also like to thank our team in We Poetry Global, the tech team led by Patricia Yabut, the logistics team for tonight led by Indigo Pai. All right. Up next, we have an artist that I would hear for the first time, actually. She is from Mexico and USA. She is, or Ana Ramirez is an American, 20-something bisexual Latinx, poet, activist, and actress from Austin, Texas. She has published 2 books available on Amazon.com, including the collection Ink Stained Hands. Wow. Just just for me to read this makes me curious. Currently, she resides in rural Missouri, where she is doing her best not to go completely feral. Feral. As always, poetry keeps her sane. So I'm very excited for this artist who we've invited here in We Poetry Global. I would like to welcome from Mexico and USA, Ana Ramirez. All right. So while we're waiting for her, I believe I think you're still on mute. Wait, let me.
Yes, hi.
All right. Hi. So hi, Anna. This would be the first time I would hear your art. So you now have the stage. Thank you so much.
So it's interesting because I've read this poem before, but not in the context of Father's Day. I guess I don't really have any poems that really reflect very well on Father's Day because most of them tend to center very much on me and my feelings. And I've never really had anything to write in terms of fathers. But I do have a tendency to view family in the terms of self and self legacy, because in a way you're carrying your family's name, you're carrying your father's name. So in this, I wrote self-love, and this is a poem that I haven't performed before, but yeah. I've always hated my nose, the way it sits on my face, commanding all this attention. I've always hated my thighs, either too big or too small, commanding all this attention. The way my body is shaped, carved like someone who's never seen a woman. I've hated my own mind, hated every aspect of myself, and it festered, holding in like burning lava, burning hatred coursing through me. I let it burn me down until I was in the bathtub with a bottle of wine and some pills, class in an hour, and I couldn't care. Pushing myself out of the bath, the dye running down my back, neon color couldn't hide my hate for who I was. For the ancestors who built my body, who gifted me the hair I have and cheekbones. I applied nothing to my face. I pulled on my favorite clothes. I rode my bike to class. I stayed up at the school until midnight, fiddling with what should have been my last until I found myself. Saw the little freckles in the others that I loved on them. Saw the use of the large nose in my face, falling in love with the little details. And suddenly, I didn't want to die. In the bathroom at 11 p.m., I threw up shaking, hard and crying. I didn't fall in love that night, but I started to see the beauty in me. I started to see where my ancestors were. I started to see the cheekbones that betrayed my night of ancestry. My large nose, full lips, carved out dry lines. Eyes like liquor, the dark brown of a 25-year-old Scotch. The hands like rose gold. As I started to love myself, I thought I could love others easier. I did not hate these traits in myself. I could love them in others. I never understood you can't love yourself until you love yourself. And in that date, 3 years ago now, I learned what they were trying to say. It wasn't that you couldn't love others. No, that wasn't what they're trying to say. They're trying to say if you hate these traits in yourself, you will hate them others for having them. And if you hate yourself, you cannot love the whole of someone else. Because if you cannot love the whole of yourself, or at least be apathetic about it, then you will fester your hatred in those traits. Hold others accountable for your own faults. I started fights recklessly in high school, chopped off my hair at the start of college. It all fall away as if hair was the marker of something. Bleached out the brown, leaching away my history, hoping that it could be wondrous, that if I could bleach it all away, I'd love myself. And somehow, weirdly, it did work. Because I saw myself at 14 undeserving of what would happen to her. I saw my 8-year-old self who would lose her innocence too soon. And my naive 16-year-old self, the love letters written to her, I pinned them to the wall that froze them in a friend's freezer, left them there due to the hand that wrote them. I don't know if I'll ever see them again. But these things that if these things hadn't happened, I never would have arrived here. I never would have understood what it was to love myself, to build myself, admire every drop of blood in myself. And when my fair weather friends vanished and when I cracked in blood on the ground, I still didn't put myself back together. And I never would have arrived here had it not been due to a bottle of bleach and a bottle of wine. And all my mistakes and all my missteps, I learned what was so lovely about myself. And in that self-love, I opened up, became wonderfully fragile. May you always be in love with yourself. Yeah. And that's all I have.
Oh, all right, all right. Wow. Well, that hit me. That hit me hard actually. While I was listening, um, loving oneself is something I've had a struggle with for so many years, for 10 years. But
I
uh,
think a lot of people struggle with it at some point. It's just something that just happens.
yes,
And I think the reason why I kind of tied it to Father's Day is specifically because like you are the product of your father's love.
yes,
And if you don't love yourself, then it's kind of like spitting in your father's face of like, well, I don't like what you created out of me. So,
yeah,
which is kind of a terrible thing to say to your father. So it's like being able to say that, you know what, I love myself and I love the fact that you brought me into this world is kind of a nice thing to say to your dad.
yes, yes, yes. I mentioned that earlier that it is one big thank you for being here,
Yeah.
and and the fact that we live is it's already a thank you that we continue to live, right? So
Hmm.
I would want to ask you, as a poet, as an activist, and also an actress, I want to ask you that this question: with all the art forms that you have or currently have, which of these art forms would you say is your most cherished child or baby?
Right now, it's kind of acting. I'm
Mhm.
currently in school to become an actress. Like I literally am going to school for theater, and it's kind of scary to go to school for something that is so, let's say, not stable is the kindest way to put it, I guess.
Mhm.
Like there's not much of a chance of making money at it, but at the same time, it's like I love it enough to give it my all. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. So that actually says a lot because there are
Yeah.
there are also poets who I know who have been from the theater background. They've done plays, they've done acting
Hmm.
work as well, but they now choose to go to poetry instead and explore poetry because I don't know, they now find love in it as well. So for you, I'm happy that's what you said in your answer because it actually gives, well, most of us who will hear this and who will listen to this show, to this session, Rolling Stone, in the future, it gives us poets the idea that maybe we can try another bridge or another world out there, which is acting, right? So
Well,
I
also Shakespeare is very poetic too, and Shakespeare is known very famously for his poetry.
yes.
Eh, so, like, whenever you read like a Shakespearean play, it's always in that idiomatic parameter. Hopefully, I said that correctly. I'm always screwing those set of words up.
Mhm.
And in the sonnet, it's a specific way of speaking that is so unnatural. But when you become an actor, like there's an entire class dedicated just to learning how to speak poetry
Whoa.
because it's an important part of being able to read certain scripts.
Wow. I might I might actually try that out. I mean, I mean, I don't know when, but that's
Yeah, there is like so many ways of delivering poetry that it's just fascinating to know that there are just specific ways to learn it.
yes, yes. Wow. Well, I will look
That's
forward.
a fun fact for you.
Yes. Wow. I actually I learned so much tonight. No, as I said, like as I kept saying earlier, I feel like the whole show is a guidebook, not just for being a father or fatherhood, but in sharing your love, in sharing your love for the arts or taking care of something or someone or yourself. And with
Yeah.
your pet, it actually ended with taking care of yourself. So wow, I mean, thank you for that. Thank you for your
Well,
performance.
the best way to care for your father is to make sure that you're not pouring from a half empty cup.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. So I would like to thank you on behalf of We Poetry Global. Where can we follow you on your social media or your links or your art?
On Twitter, you can follow me at Irresistibly Anna. I recently changed my Tumblr URL to Manic Interludes,
Mhm.
and you can find me on Instagram under the same user, Irresistibly Anna.
All right, all right. All right. So we will follow that and we will definitely look forward to your journey and hopefully you can come back again to our other
Yeah,
events.
hopefully. That'd be
Yes,
great.
yes. At least I
Well,
know
you
now.
have a nice night. It
Yes.
is currently 10 a.m. here, and I haven't really slept that much.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
need I need to get going because I have also other class stuff to take care of. It, so I need to take a nap so I can take care of that stuff.
all right. So thank
But
you so
thank you so
much.
much for hanging out and letting me speak with you guys and read poetry to you guys. It's really awesome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So that was Ana Ramirez from Mexico and USA. If you'd like to follow her, just look for Irresistibly Anna on her social media, so you can check out her other work. All right, so that was our last artist for the night. I would like to thank you all for listening and checking out our artists, for listening to our poetry, and I guess taking part in this Father's Day special that we have for tonight. Again, for all the fathers out there, for all the father figures out there, we would like to thank you for the gift of life, for the gift of guidance, for the gift of leadership, for the gift of helping us out whenever we need help, for the gift of being able to see ahead of time what would be wrong in something that we would do. Thank you for the gift of foresight. Thank you of the gift of just being there for us. Thank you for the gift of being the vessel for us to explore our world. Thank you for being that helping hand to keep us up in our world whenever we are about to fall down. Thank you for being, I guess, the first wingman whenever we would want to pursue a person. Thank you for giving us the tips and tricks in how to work our way around school, schoolwork, craftsmanship. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you have given us so far. And thank you. From We Poetry Global, together with our artists who performed tonight, Samantha Yaneza from the Philippines, Indigo Pai from the Philippines, Lawin Bulatao from the Philippines, Catherine Candano from the Philippines and Singapore, Dominic Mora from the Philippines, Boom Buhay from the Philippines, David Salim from the Philippines, and Ana Ramirez from Mexico and USA. We would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Again, this is a Father's Day special. Hopefully, you can join us in our next events. Next week, we have Apparicium. It celebrates its first month of being online. It's on We Poetry Global's YouTube channel, and check out our Facebook page as well. It's every Wednesday night, so you can check that out. Then there's Duyog. We have this online jam, but not aired and not streamed. So it's online, offline. So online, offline. Wait, I think I'm coming up with a dad joke already. So, okay, I'll stop right now. So we hope to see you in Apparicium and Duyog and our next event as well next Saturday. Check out our Facebook page for the announcement and the lined up artists we have for you next Saturday. And we hope to see you there. From We Poetry Global, thank you very much. This is your host, Ray Nicolai from the 8 Morals of Poetry. Thank you so much. See you again next time.